doing it the day before a holiday. I'm very proud of this commitment to your self-care. I would love to start with just a little intention that you may want to bring into your practice today. While you're getting ready, settle yourself down onto your backs with your steeple-shaped knees. And just remember, your intention is very personal, even if you choose to set one or not. It could be something as simple as I'd like to let my breath lead every posture or every movement or shape I make today. That's a beautiful intention. The one I wanted to share with you is I am flexible and flowing. So let's get settled and then I'll read you a little something about that. Happy Friday, and if anyone has to leave class early today, I hope that you have a really wonderful and a very safe holiday weekend. If you're just heading into your mat with me, we can hold the backs of our thighs, and we want to ease right on down, holding hands right about belly or chest height, and then bring your heels close to your buns, but wide, and allow your knees to fall together. As you're pausing here, I'm going to play a little sound of a bell. Bring your full attention to the sound of the bell, and as it trails off, I'll read our intention that you may want to take into your practice with you today. Find your breath. As we enter our practice today, our intention may be, I am flexible and flowing. I am open to the new and changing. Every moment presents a wonderful new opportunity to become more of who I am. I flow with life easily and effortlessly. And it's okay if that doesn't resonate with you right now. We'll retouch base with that at the end of our practice and see if it makes a little more sense once we've moved together. When you're ready, bring your heels back under your hips. Spread your arms wide with palms up. Tuck tailbone towards the backs of your knees and begin to elevate your spine off your mat, just one little bit by bit. Lifting as high as you can, feel a real softness in your belly, float it up and down with your breath, and re-articulate your spine down one vertebrae at a time. Try the same thing, but turn your toes out to the sides just a little bit. See how that feels. If it bothers your knees, turn them back in. Really slowly warming up front and back body. Roll back down and turn your toes in with your heels out. If this bothers your knees, keep toes straight. Once you've reconnected with the floor, bring soles of feet together like butterfly wings in your knees. And try again. It's going to be a little tiny bridge lift here, but we're just going to lift. And then see if you can sway side to side. Let the weight of your knees roll you around a little bit. Like a hammock rocking from side to side here. One more big squeeze up. Reintegrate your spinal column back into the mat. Bring knees back to ceiling. Hug knees in towards your chest and give your nose a lift in between your kneecaps. As you're hugging, roll side to side. Spine is really open here, so you get a beautiful little massage as you roll around. Feel free to roll every way, toes to head, side to side. Stay in one spot if something feels a little tight that you'd like to roll through. And then on your next breath, rise just to the point where your forearms are behind you and your legs are either toes on floor or out ahead. And if this is too tough, lie on your back and follow me. Extend legs to ceiling. Take legs down as far as they can go while your belly's still pulled in tight. And then start to scissor your legs. One ankle over, other ankle over. We're going to integrate our core into our workout today immediately. So our yoga practice feels really core centered. Breathing, lengthening side bodies and neck. If possible, go a little lower. If it's too tough, but you'd really like to try, bend your knees to 90 degrees and just start to cross your ankles here. Let's try 4 more breaths. Start to squeeze inner and outer thighs. Long neck, long side bodies. 2 more breaths. Now, since we're tired, we're gonna really take this slow. Stop your legs and then roll back down slowly. Feels better down here, right? Take your legs to the ceiling, let your arms float wide, drop straight legs, and then circle them out, around, and up. Reverse that circle. Down, back to center, and rise. If you keep your circles at the ceiling, it's a bit less intense for your core. So if you would like to, we can come a little lower as we make our circles. We're still rising in the center, making like a D, an uppercase D, and then a backwards uppercase D. We're gonna go through 4 more breaths like this. Once again, if we get really tired in our inner thighs, we can bend our knees to 90 degrees like I'm doing now. And we're always gonna reverse that D. So we have about 2 more. Last big one here. Beautiful job. Take your knees, give them a big hug, but this time hug them to your armpits. So your inner thighs get a big stretch. Tuck your nose right up to where it was before, and then roll around a little bit on your low back. Give yourself a really big, loving massage. When you're ready, yogis, close your knees. Either roll right up and over into child's pose or turn to your side and find child's pose. So we might fall off our mat a little bit, kind of crawl back to your mat. Finding child's pose with a twist, literally today. Stretch your arms out overhead. And you may want to look up at me for a second. We're going to take our right fingertips to the back of our head and then start to open and close our right elbow. Lift up, so we're twisting, stretching out our upper backs in child's pose. Reach your arms overhead, fingertips on the right hand, find either your ear or the back of your head. Elbow lifts and lowers. Let's keep in mind throughout our yoga practice together today that we never care how high we go. We're always looking for beautiful length. So we take the tops of our heads far away from our tailbones. Our side bodies are really long. One more big breath in, and this time reach your right elbow to the sky. Pause. Extend right arm out. And if possible, wrap it around your low back, but keep your child's pose twist here. Looking wherever is the path of least resistance for our neck. One more big breath in. Unwind that. Stretch back out and turn your palms up so that your shoulders roll open. Settle your nose down towards your mat. Let's begin the same exercise with our left fingers coming to the back of our ear or our head. Start to open your left elbow and then release back down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Pull length through your sides. Notice where you're feeling sensation. I'm hoping in your right shoulder blade, the one that's extended forward, you're feeling a big, loving squeeze. 3 more small rotations here. Always looking for quality of movements over quantity, so you're welcome, encouraged, in fact, to slow down. Let's lift our left elbows to wherever we can. Pause, stretch your left arm out, and then wrap it around your low back if you can. Let's keep our twist. Eye gaze, soft. Long in our neck, soft in our facial muscles. All is good. We might have a little smile on our faces, but the other tension can just melt away. Back to child's. Reach forward. Turn both palms up again. Ease back into your child's pose. And one of my favorite stretches in the entire world. We're going to come forward, turn palms back down, lie on your bellies. Any way you can get there. If you want to go super strong, you can come to plank and lower through a chaturanga, or you can just melt into the earth. Take all 10 toes really far back, so we're stretched long. Arms spread wide like wings at shoulder height with palms down. When we get into our stretch, if it's too intense, take pinky fingers more towards your toes. Left arm stays where it is. Right hand bends to push you over to the left side. So look at me if you're unfamiliar with this chest stretch. I'm going to roll to my left side body. My left side of face comes to the floor, or to something soft to nestle on. I like to bend my right knee and it comes behind us for a big twist. I feel a lot of sensation in low back and in the left side of my chest. I'm going to show you from the front if you got a little mixed up with what we were doing. If you're there, stay and enjoy. Right hand pushes us over, resting on the left side body, but right leg may kick behind us. Left side of face hovers or rests. Now, do you like your left hand palm up or palm down? See what feels really good? When we get into big twists, our breath sometimes begins to hitch, or we may even hold it. So since we're aware of that, we slow down the breath, consciously focusing on it. One more breath, and if you'd like, your right arm can rise and fall behind you. Some of us may even be able to clasp our palms together, so you have like an alligator mouth back there. That's really, really hard. I can't do it either, so if you're struggling with that, no worries. We approach with gentleness, kindness, and compassion. Unwind. Right into the other side. Arms are wide like airplane wings. Right arm stays. Left arm bends to push us over to the right temple, right side body. You can just stack your legs or lift your left leg, let it fall behind you so your lower back gets involved in the twist. And then your right temple can fall to something soft like a pillow. I like to hover mine. I stay really actively engaged in my right side of neck, and I pull long through top of head. So we remember that if this is much too intense with our fingertips at our shoulders, we unroll and bring our fingertips lower to the bottom of our mat, then try again. Play around with flipping your palm up or keeping it down. See what feels really, really good. On this last breath, if you'd like to lift your left arm and bring it behind you, maybe you can clasp your hands together like an alligator mouth. Ooh, that's a big stretch for shoulders and pecs. The pecs are your chest muscles. These are really important places to stretch when we're hunkered down at our work desks all day. Opening and releasing. Top arm floats back. Come and unwind, however it feels natural to release yourself from the posture. Press yourself back into child's pose, and we're finding puppy. So I'm going to turn to my side and show you. If you're unfamiliar with puppy, pop your head up and check me out. Out of child's pose, we lift our hips, they're over our knees. Extend our arms forward, and you can put soft things under your belly if you'd like to support you. Otherwise, we start to lower our chin and our chest towards the mat. Eye gaze is forward. Some of us may land our chins on our mats. Intense stretch for the shoulders. So again, if you're feeling like it's too much, put a bunch of really soft things under your belly to help you settle in here. If puppy pose isn't in your repertoire, you're just not loving how it feels, stay in extended child's pose with your arms all the way out. If you're in puppy pose and you feel like you want a little more, fingertips can come like suction cups pulling towards one another. The rest of the posture stays the same. It gives you a little bit more space to breathe, a little bit more intensity in your shoulders and underarms. Last breath in, we're going to move our bodies forward as we exhale, coming into Sphinx pose. Land your forearms, shimmy your whole body forward, let your pelvis connect, find hip bones as anchors. And then as we lift our upper body, try to shine your heart through your elbow window. Now again, press all 10 toenails down and really send energy out the tips. My legs are super energized. Knees and thighs may rise. As you find energy here, start to press your forearms down and act as if you could drag them back towards your toes. Did you feel your chest come more forward? Breathe into that. And continuing on our core journey, you're welcome to stay in Sphinx or tuck your toes and rise to forearm plank. Forearm plank can also be kneeling forearm plank. See what feels best for your practice today. If you found this, you're welcome to stay or add on again. We're taking left fingertips towards right elbow, to scissor our legs and roll over into side plank. Kneeling side plank an option, left knee down, heel behind it. Come right back to where you were, forearms down, right finger spin to left elbow, right knee may come down, heel behind it for the modified version, side plank on forearms. Let's try one more each way. Think about a little flame under your bottom hip. We want to lift up and away from that. Last round, you move with your breath, however it's asking you to move. On this exhalation, come on back. Land yourself back in Sphinx pose just for a minute until you've gathered enough strength to take forearms and toes down. Lift your hips up into dolphin pose and start to walk your toes more towards your elbows if you can. Now this is super intense on shoulders as well, so if they're feeling really cranky, like you need to come out of the pose, before you do, clasp your hands, press the pinky side of your hand down, see if that helps you. Eventually, I'd like you to work towards wrists in front of elbows, so we're working on really strong shoulders. And if you're feeling great where you are, lift up to your tiptoes. Bring a little more weight forward towards your wrists. Lift up to your tiptoes. Let them melt down when you need to. Try that twice more. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more, my friends. Inhale. And exhale. Hold your dolphin wherever it feels good. Try to really press your forearms down, easing your body back. If you can, tiptoe one more tiny step forward each foot. Options, yogis, press straight up to hands or drop knees and find palms. Then tiptoe walk your feet forward to the front of your mat for forward fold. Now remember, props are great here. So if you want to build your floor up with pillows, hardcover books, or your yoga blocks, have those nearby. We can also have soft things in between belly and thighs. Try settling down, the biggest knee bend you need to keep your hamstrings happy. And when you're ready, hold opposite biceps, elbows, or forearms. Try to hang the entire crown of your head heavy. Let the tension drip out of your neck by shaking it a tiny, gentle little no. And if you're feeling daring, close your eyes when you're upside down. Immerse yourself in your breath. Slow your head shape. Start to nod your head yes. Just so we can end on the positive note, like, yes, we are ready to really stretch out today. I'd like to give you a couple upper back stretches. Again, great for bad desk posture remedy. Fingertips fall to the ground. Halfway lift, the top of your head is far away from tailbone. Left fingertips come under nose. Right fingertips back to temple. Remember what we did a second ago when we twisted? Let's try that again. Twist and release. Like you're looking out under your right elbow. Twist and release. Twice more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Bend knees as much as you need. And on the next one, let's hold. Now, if possible, bottom hand is going to come too. If you need some support from that bottom hand, keep it down. But if you can, both fingertips behind the head, really lightly on your ears or so here. One more big breath in. Undo all of that. Rest heavily for a minute. Big twist there. One more time to that side, my friends. Bend your left knee. Left fingertips stay down. You can use your fist as well if your fingers got tired. Right arm reaches to the sky. Just unfurl your chest. Really open up here. Eye gaze may follow. And then play with the positioning of your right palm. You're also welcome to drop it behind your low back. Now you can start to straighten your left leg if you feel really good, as long as that's all right for your hamstrings. A little bit less intense when the knee is really bent. Let's take one more big breath in. On our exhalation, we're releasing and trying everything on the other side. You take as much of a break as you need. Right fingers down, left fingers to your temple or behind your ear. Start to open your left elbow, peek out under, and release. Knees as bent as you need them. So the hamstrings are feeling sensation, but it doesn't feel like they're going to tear in half. We want to really take care of our legs, listening to our bodies. Last one here. Breathe in, breathe out, and let's stay at the tippy top. Elbow lifted as much as possible, side body's long. Right arm meets the right ear or back of head unless you'd like that support. Stay breathing. You're welcome to drop in deeper if it feels too intense in that halfway lift. On the next exhalation, release. Good hard work, yogis. You're almost done. Hang in there. Bend your right knee. Right fingers or fists are down. Left arm opens a little bit or a whole lot. It doesn't need to be straight. Any option, a little bit of a bend is wonderful. Eye gaze may follow left fingertips. If you do, try to close your left eye and use your right eyeball to find your left thumb. A little trick to balance the sides of our bodies. Top arm can float around your low back. It's such a nice shoulder release when we do that, isn't it? Come on down, and I know we've been upside down a lot, but we're gonna try one more thing. Let's take our fists and clasp them behind our low backs, however you wanna clasp. If you automatically interlace one thumb on top all the time, try to fix it. Make it the wonky way and do something a little weird today. And then pull your shoulder blades together so you've got all this beautiful space in your neck. Elevate your knuckles behind you or to the ceiling and then refold. Keep that great space in your neck like you're kissing your shoulder blades into your spine. And then the toughest part, long, slow breaths while you're upside down here. Last big breath in. On the exhalation, we are going to rise, but I want you to go so slow so you don't get dizzy. Keep your hands. Start to bend your knees. Halfway lift, we're finding chair pose. So let's lift our chests, but keep our arms right where they are. Stay low if you can. Wow, backs of legs are really woken up, right? Take your fists around the left side body. See them over here? We're gonna try. If you can't make it, it's okay. Just scoot around, sit really low again, and then open your chest. You're stretching your right shoulder. Let's take our right ear towards our right shoulder. If you got a little creakiness in your neck, you're welcome to move it around, knowing that fluidity is why we're here. So we're just always inviting some movement or some breath into our postures. Sit lower, regain your long neck. Take knuckles to chase the ground behind you, and then come around the right side. See them over here? Want to come out the side if possible. Really stretching the left shoulder out. If you'd like to, left ear. I don't know if you can hear my neck cracking, but it feels really good, like you're creating new space. Move a little bit. Sit a little lower. Don't worry. We're going to stop all this stretching and really start moving in a second. Hang in there. One more big breath in, rise your top of head. Stretch knuckles behind you. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms rise, legs rise, body lifts to the sky, extended mountain pose. That never felt so good, did it? Rise all the way up so high we come off of our heels. Beautiful, let the arms fall. Try that again. Big breath in. Rise off of your heels. Here, a little snap, crackle, pop. That's good, making some space. Exhale one more time. This time we're keeping heels lifted. Try to forward fold like this. And it's okay if we bend our knees and we fold like a rag doll. That's okay. You may want to make it really hard. Lift your heels and don't fall over like me, but hinge forward. Ooh, nice. Slow float to the earth. When you've arrived in fold, let your heels fall down. Nice swan dive for those of you that took that. Right leg steps back, yogis. And in your kneeling lunge, find a little play in your hips. Just move, pat or cushion up your right knee if it needs some extra help. Move forward, move back, do all of the hip things to awaken that area. Then pull your pelvic floor up and in, like you're closing off the flow of urine. Squeeze up and in. Shift your hips back for half split. And then press big toe down, let it rise. Press big toe down, Let it rise. Just a little bit of stretch in our hamstrings here. Back to kneeling lunge. Pressing back to down dog. How can I get there? I could bring both hands inside my left toes. Press back to table, child's, then scoop up to down dog. You decide what's best for your body. In downward facing dog, really plug your hands into the earth, especially the base of your thumb and index finger, and then swivel your biceps forward, triceps back, like you're hugging the bottom of your shoulder blades towards your spine. On your next inhalation, roll forward into plank position. Use knees if you would like. 2 tiny push-ups, yogis. Tiny, like a millimeter down, elbows face back. Warming up for chaturanga. Let's bring our chest to elbows. Try to pause for a second. Body to the floor. Press toes back long, but engage. Toenails down. Activate energy all through the lower half. Fingertips like suction cups, and spread your elbows wide. Lift them to the sky. Press them out. Start to lift up from your upper back. And then pause. As if we're being magnetized to the sky from only our top half. Press toenails down again, really energized. Hover your fingers. Are you able to? Did you fall? If you did, it's okay. Just squeeze back up. Using back body strength, not the power of our hands and arms. One more breath. Release. Good job there. Down dog again. You're able to choose your own adventure, however you want to get there. All the movements, all the fidgets, anything that feels really wonderful. Right arm rises. Excuse me, guys. Right leg rises. Lift your right leg, 3-legged dog. And then crunch your knee towards your nose. Crunch in. Round your back like an angry cat. You're welcome to drop left knee. Hold. Hold another second. Land your foot in between your thumbs. That's really hard to do. Make a little TP with your fingertips. That'll give you extra space. All right, once you're here, you feel good? Back leg steps in, floated high to the sky like a flower petal. Lift and release. Forward fold. Hang for a second. Rise in all of your newfound glory, flexibility, and fluidity when you're ready. Inhale, lift big. We're going to try again without balance. Ready? Heels rise. How do you want to get to the earth? Do you want to just crumple? Swan dive? You might be like me and find a little wiggle in your movements. Make it fun in your own. Forward fold, now heels to earth. Left leg steps back to kneeling lunge. Get your cushioning if it feels really hard on your floor today. And then just move in all the ways that you can stretch your hips. Watch your pelvic floor here. We don't want to feel like we're pushing it towards the ground. Feel like you're pulling it up and in. Like all of your internal organs are being hammocked up by your pelvic floor region. Once you feel a little bit looser in your hips, begin to shift your weight back towards your left heel. Right toes rise and then press back down. Rise, press back down. Inhale, exhale. Notice how the squared foot, all 5 toes towards your hip, make it feel like the whole back of your hamstring is stretching. That's a good thing. Rebend, find lunge, and down dog, however it makes you happy to find it. Wiggle, shimmy, shake. Go with the flow. Do what you really need here. When you're ready to breathe in and float to plank, join me for 2 tiny push-ups. Knees can be right under your hips if you need it today. All the way down to the floor, but are you able to pause at your elbows? Pick up some strength today. Release to the floor. Spread your toes wide. Really push them back, yogis. When you're ready, bring your fingertips again, like little suction cups, pulling towards one another to get really strong and hollow in the heel of your hand. Spread elbows wide and lift them to the ceiling. Try again what we just did. Tuck chin, lengthen back of neck. Elevate from the back body. Hold strong and breathe. Are your toes energized? Lift them off the mat. Lift your knees and thighs. Now you're in full locust. Ready to do it? Hover your hands. Stay strong. Squeeze towards your midline. Shoulder blades squeeze in. Buns, thighs, knees, ankles, big toes. Last breath. Release. That's the best feeling. Downward facing dog. Good strength work there, yogis. All right, do a little shimmies. Let's all get together in this down dog. We're going to take our big toes as wide as the mat. Lifting both heels and swiveling them to the right. Keep on pressing straight back with your body. Lift heels, swivel them both to the left. Keep pushing straight back with your body. Lift both heels, set them back down wide. And then we may want to walk a little closer, hands to big toes, because we're going to twist here. Right fingers reach over and under towards your left leg. And if you can grab it, great. Bend your knee if you can't get it. Try to get something. Even cup your heel. Then straighten your leg and find this massive twist. Hopefully you're feeling really big stretch in your right shoulder. Peek out under your left armpit. And don't forget my favorite word, breathe. Undo that when you're ready. Reach back out. If you need a break, set your knees down, take a break. Otherwise, left hand reaches under body. Bend your right knee so your leg comes closer and then grab anything, even as low as your right heel. Straighten your right leg to pull you into your twist and gaze out under right armpit. Most important part of the practice is finding our slow, steady breath, even through these tricky poses such as twists. Unwind that. Right back into our down dog, which if we shorten, we may want to widen. Bring our big toes back together to where we feel great. Left leg rises, three-legged dog. It doesn't matter how high, but I want you to go far. Push your left heel out. Crunch knee towards your nose. Hold for a second. You can land on your right leg if you'd like. Put your knee down for stability. One more big breath. Slowly land your foot in between your thumbs. Remember, we can lift our left fingers a little, make them like a tent, and then land easier. Back leg rises, float like a little feather. Lift, release. One more challenge, yogis. Lift your heels now and try to rise. And it's gonna be super wiggly, that's okay. When we push out of our comfort zone and do not normal things, we grow. It is in the difficulties that we really build strength, confidence, and sometimes flexibility if we make it. One more breath. Beautiful. Find the floor. Stay with lifted heels, forward fold. We have one more round of sun salutations, but I'm going to add on a little bit here. Once you're in fold, let your heels melt down. Ah, that felt good. Halfway lifting, yogis. Fingertips may float off the floor to shins or flutter behind us to really give us length in our necks. Release to fold. Right leg steps back. We're in lunge, right? Keep it kneeling because we're going to do something a little twisty and difficult. Climb up the left knee. Arms rise. And then see if you can twist towards your left leg. Your right arm comes forward. Your left arm comes back. Archer lunge. This is tough. And then start to lean back a little bit, like someone's tugging your left fingertips behind you. We're in archer lunge. Back and forward. You can also take your right hand to your left shoulder, like you're helping yourself back and forward. One more big reach towards your back leg. Stay where you are, or if you feel like you can land, maybe holding on to your right thigh, elevate your right arm. If all of this archer lunging twist is too much, you're welcome to just pause in kneeling lunge, body forward, reaping the benefits of your psoas stretch on the right side. Last breath in. Windmill arms all the way down. Frame out your front foot, press back to downward facing dog. Stop at all the places your body is craving that you visit. Roll forward when you're ready. We're still practicing chaturanga. 2 tiny push-ups, elbows face back. Come all the way to the elbows. Are you able to pause for a second? To the floor, and this time right up into upper locust. So we're gonna lift our upper body right away, hover palms. Add on the lower locust, toes, knees, and thighs rise, so we're in full locust immediately this time. Squeeze in towards midline, lengthen top of head. Are you breathing? It's hard to breathe when we're on our bellies. One more breath. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog, however you'd like to get there. You're welcome to shimmy, guys. You just worked really hard, so shake out anything that's not serving you. Reach your right leg up to the sky, or not to the sky, wherever it feels good for you. If the sky works, go for it. If the wall behind you, go for it. Look forward, and that slow crunch again. Knee to nose, shift forward, slow hold, cat round your back. Drop left knee if you need to. Land foot in between your thumbs. When you're in your lunge, continue kneeling, left knee, shin on top of foot, climb up to right knee, and then arch your lunge. Arms rise. Start to twist towards your right leg. Right arm back, left arm forward. Where is your gaze? I find this lunge really challenging if I'm not squeezing my inner thighs. Try that. Turn on your scissor action. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Oh, you got lighter up top, didn't you? Good job. Reach your right fingers back and forward. And again, we might want to take our left hand and give a little, like you're helping it. Let's try 3 more. Push back. Reach forward. Good. Like someone's tugging your right fingers behind you. 1 more. Stay back there if you can, or land your right fingers on the back of your left thigh, elevating your left arm. Big breaths. Feel your belly, feel your chest. Rising, falling, expanding and contracting. Last big uplifted inhalation. Windmill the arms all the way down. Whew. Press back again. 1 more round of vinyasa. Press back. Vinyasa is totally optional. If you prefer just a pause and down dog or child's pose, please do. Otherwise, inhale, roll forward with me. 2 tiny push-ups. Inhale, exhale. Use your breath. Inhale, exhale on the tough stuff. So we're going to inhale as we hold. Exhale here, and let it go. Beautiful. 1 last crack at this locust, but we're going to change it. Reach your fingers the non-dominant way, clasping behind you. Whatever naturally happens, flip-flop it. Make it a little weird. Funky Friday flow. And then electrify your back body. Squeeze it all together into the midline. Toes, knees, and thighs rise. Elbows are soft, but if this bothers your elbows, you're welcome to hold your forearms or your wrists behind your low back instead of clasping your hands. Try 1 more big breath in here, yogi. Squeeze inside, in towards the midline. Exhale, release. Whew. The best. Press back. Downward facing dog. Whew. Gets a little harder each time we do it, doesn't it? 1 more breath in here. Left heel presses so long away, 3-legged dog. Look up between the fingers. Land in between the thumbs. Big step. Forward fold. Back leg follows. We sink down. Gorilla pose today. We're lifting the balls of our feet and sliding our palms are facing up, sliding our palms underneath. So we hopefully want to get our toes where our wrist creases are. And if 2 of them make you feel too uncomfortable and wiggly, just do 1 at a time. When you get there, start to roll your toes from your pinky all the way over to the big toe and feel like you're massaging out all those little bones in your hands. Drop your head if you can. Shake any tension away. Even close your eyes if you're feeling really confident in your balances today. And then stay with this traditional gorilla or try a different one with me. Take your hands out. I really love this one. You have to be able to spin your fingers towards your toes with your palms down, and then you're literally taking the backs of your hands. Weird, right? The backs of your hands underneath your feet. So we'll do the same thing. Toes about wrist crease, and then when you get it, you want to try to roll around. It feels a little nicer this time. Just roll a little bit. Ah, so good. Feels funny because we really don't get our hands massaged that much, right? So it's nice to be able to do it to ourselves. Let your head drop. Close your eyes if you're feeling ready. And then notice the benefit too as you're rolling your feet around on the back of your thighs. Feel your hamstrings. We have a very hamstring connected flow today. 1 more big breath. Big sigh of exhalation. Remove your hands. They may be a little cranky after that, so give them a little fist pump. And you can move them any which way that feels good, like a little baby bird flapping for the first time. Take your heels out wider, toes out wider. We just did a little dance to get our feet out wider than our hips to settle down into a squat of any kind. Low squat, really hard. If you're going for yogi squat, a little easier on the strength, but harder with the flexibility. So you choose where you want to be. We can hug in, we can press out, palms, tips of fingers, or interlaced knuckles is the really big version. And then pelvic floor again, really pulling that up and in, try to stop the flow of urine. That's the sensation we want for the bottom of the pelvic bowl to really feel strong. Then movement, invite it in if it feels good. One more big breath in. We're still going to twist even if you're up in high squat. Left arm falls, right arm rises. So if you're in high squat, we can use our hands or our forearms, right arm rises. And then optionally wraps around low back. Depends on what you're looking for. Big twist or twist with shoulder release. Unwind that when you're ready. Right arm does the same, helps you open, and then the left arm just floats effortlessly. Maybe wraps behind low back. If you're really looking for shoulder release, this is the place to be. We're gonna try one more squat, so let's release for a second and give ourselves a wide-legged forward fold. In our wide-legged forward fold, walk your fingertips back just a little further towards your heels and back of your mat. You can spin your fingers any which way to get there. If your knees are bothering you, turn toes in a tad and heels out. And then wherever you are, pull your shoulder blades together so you've just made all this room for your neck. And then just let go of all that strength we needed for our squats. Okay, re-squatting in any way that you like, any way that feels really good for you. And we're going to try another shoulder stretch, a little chicken wing. Take your left fingertips behind your left ribs. I'm going to show you from the side, just the tips of fingers back there. And then you can do it low or high. We're taking this left elbow inside your left knee. Pelvic floor up and in. Okay, feeling lots of feels. Your fingers probably bent. Try to push them back open back there. If just the tips of your fingers are there, that's good. If you want to make it harder, you put more of your hand back there. Oh, that's so hard. I don't love that part. So we're just going to stay for one more breath in here. Squats are good, you guys. Every day we need to do some squats. I'm very proud of you for sticking them out this long today. Shoulder might need a little help. We're going to let it go. Let it be heavy. Give it a massage. Don't worry. If you're still squatting here, I know your thighs are burning. I'll stay with you for a sec. Same thing other side. Right fingers behind the ribs, just a tad. Tuck your little wing in. And then see how you like that. If you want a little more, come lower. Watch what your fingers did. Did they close? Try to open them back up there. Paying attention to everything. Where the breath is floating, how the pelvic floor feels, the warmth that we're feeling in our thighs. Breathe lots of energy into that. Might want to give your hands a little squeeze and warmth on the right shoulder as it releases. Great job, guys. Place hands down. One more wide-legged forward fold, but this time rising to the sky. Wide-legged overhead stretch. Now squeeze your buns, soften your knees, squeeze your buns, and stretch your arms open in a V for a baby back bend. So we lift up and then back if it feels good. If you'd like to bring thumbs to your low back or fists to your low back for support, those are nice options. Take one more big breath up here. Exhale, rise, hands come to heart center. Let's practice a little bit more of our balance. Heels are under hip points. Left heels, toes, or whole knee rises. And then we're pressing straight back into warrior three. Straight back. Bring left thigh and body parallel to the floor, but really strong back bending, up dog and chest. And if this is too much, Take your fingertips to your props or to the floor to support your warrior three. Wherever you are, bring knee back into chest, but stay here, cat round, and then push back again like we're crunching in our warrior threes. Crunch for 3. And you're welcome to spread your arms if they're in your way, in your chest, wherever they feel good. Last big one in, extend long, crunch in, cat round, back to your warrior three, rise with a knee lift. That's hard to do to get out of there. I told you we had a hamstring centered flow. Squeeze and release. Good job, guys. And then just shake out your arms. One more on that leg. Don't worry, we'll put that one off for a little bit. Bring your left knee back up. Take it into tree and try to use the power in your left leg. I could be on the floor, beneath the knee, or above. I can help it, but don't think you have to force it somewhere. So if I forced it up, see if you can disconnect. Does your knee stay just as high? Then you know you're in a good spot. Arms rise. One more tiny twist for today. Once you get lifted, challenge your balance by moving your eye gaze upwards. Take a breath in here, embrace the wobbles, squeeze your belly and your inner thigh in towards your left foot to find more strength and stability. Eye gaze and left arm fall to the side. Right arm either hugs a beach ball to the side or connects with our left thigh. It's hard to find. And then we can swivel our left arm open for twisted tree. Take one more big breath in. And this is where tree pose gets really fun. We're gonna unswivel back to the center and think of yourself like a firecracker. You're just gonna come up really high with energy sizzling out your fingertips. And then try to lift your right heel. As soon as I think it, I start to wobble. Lift your right heel. I know you can. I'm gonna meet you there. Yep, focus on something still on the ground. If you can, find your stability, your breath, your eye gaze, your squeeze through the belly, squeeze through the inner thigh and the left foot. It's okay if you wobbled out every time or if you never lifted, you're doing a great job. Inhale, exhale, release. Slowly, yogis, arms, leg, let it go. Oh, all right, shake it out. You get to shake and shimmy and just dance and jump around. Be proud of yourself in between all these balances. Hands to heart center, find stability, squeeze in, lift up through right, heels, toes, or knees. So anywhere I go, I could be in my warrior three. I can just set like this. If you're ready for the full version, we're gonna push back. There's no gold stars being awarded for any version. So you do what feels best, what your body's saying it really wants to do. Option to support. Hopefully you have something higher than the floor because this isn't very much easier down here. So when you get ready, we're gonna try those knee crunches. Right knee comes into chest. Arch your back into a little tiny ball like an angry cat and push away. Find your chest opening again. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Body squared, right thigh squared towards the floor. We have 3 more of these little warrior three crunches. Use your breath, extend and open. Exhale and crunch. Breathe in to push away. Did we do 4 yogis? If not, extra credit, big squeeze. Big extension. Straighten up. One more knee lift. Oh, and let it go. Give your body a massage, whatever it needs. And then we're gonna find tree. So our last balancing posture, last really tough thing of the day. Are you ready? Arms rise. Right toes, they may hover, and you could just keep them right on the floor. Or we can lift all the way up and figure out what you're really craving today. Whenever you find it, take your left thigh, calf, ankle, whatever's connected to your foot, and squeeze it in. Now you feel strong and steady. Good. Belly in, breath full. Eye gaze up. When the going gets tough, we ask ourselves, what can we let go? So I can wiggle my fingers, I can envision a smile. I can actually smile. And if we're unable to find lightness, that's okay too. All the emotions and feelings that arise during our practice are normal, accepted. We give them space. Eyes fall. Right arm opens to the side wall. Left arm meets it. So you could hug a beach ball. This is a great twist here. Left arm may want to reach towards your right thigh. And that'll help you as like a little lever. Swim and reach your right arm behind you. Act as if you're moving through water here. Really calm and fluid. The more you turn your eye gaze to the right, the more you're challenging your twist. Belly in, but breath is really full here. If you got the wobbles and fell out, what makes you a real yogi is when you come back and tackle it again, a second, a third, a fourth time. No time to rush. Come back to the center, arms rise, big breath in. Here comes the really fun part. Ready? Eyes up. I know it's hard. We're gonna try to lift our left heels, but you need to find all of the components first. The squeeze between your inner thigh or whatever's in contact with right foot, the squeeze in your belly, and your stable, calm breath. Now, if you're really struggling, eyes up is very hard. Take your eyes to the floor and then try again. This might be your secret spot. One more breath wherever you are. When you're ready to let go, really slow, just float out of your posture. Be in control of every aspect of it. And then you get to dance it off. Just have fun, shake it out. Let your, especially your left toes, really go. Shake out all the things that you may have collected, sometimes tightness and tension. Get rid of it. Big breath in, big breath out, forward fold. Last posture, for those of you that have to leave at 1:55, we're settling into our shins for kneeling. Not always really comfy for a lot of people. So you could take your mat a bunch of times and roll it for underneath your knees. You can put a cushion between your buns and your heels, whatever you need to get comfy here. I would love for you to be in toes pose to stretch the bottoms of your feet, especially if you have to put shoes on again. Get a good stretch in here, all 10 toes, tuck them under. And you might be good where you are, but if you want more, walk your knees forward. Whew, that's big, yes? Okay, we're gonna start a breath called resurrection breath. And you're welcome to find an alternate posture. This is tough, I know. Palms fall. You sit up as tall as you can. We're lifting the crown of our head every time we breathe in. On the first exhalation, look over your right shoulder and fog up a mirror twice. Go. Breathe back in, crown of head rises. Look over left shoulder, purse your lips and blow out. Center rise. 2 puffs out, ha ha, as we look to the right. Inhale, center. Purse your lips to the left. 3 more rounds of resurrection breath at your speed. Two more rounds. Close your eyes on the last one if you haven't yet. Come back to the center. Keep eyes closed if you feel really safe and comfy. Blink your eyes open if that's more comfortable for you. And just notice how much you slowed down. That's a beautiful back pocket technique. A little tiny breathing trick. What do we need? 4 rounds of it. We feel like an entirely new person. Well done. If you're in toes pose, let go. And then reach your hands forward so you can give yourself a drum roll. So you did a good job today. We just want a drum roll on our mats to reawaken the tops of our feet. And even if you didn't have toes pose, this is nice. Sit right back where you were. 2 final stretches for us. Fingertips behind us. They can certainly be on props. or you can have fists down. We're gonna try to lift our buns off of our heels. So open your chest first, breathe up and under your collarbones, and then start to squeeze your back side as you open your chest up. Big stretch for our quads. Now squeeze your inner thighs together, because sometimes our knees splay open and it doesn't make them feel so hot. Squeezing in will prevent any tightness in the joints. You can let your head fall back if that feels comfortable. One more big breath in. Okay, our final pose is the tricky one, guys. Let your hips fall. Give your knees a massage. That's a big stretch, and you may not be used to that. Give them some love. Last one is for the front of our ankles. Again, squeeze everything in. Pay attention to how your ankle bones are. They might be kind of flopped out like a banana. Pull them together, right? So we feel like we're in line with our knees. Fingertips back or fists, and then lift your knees. So the whole front of my foot is getting pushed down, and I'm really stretching out that front of ankle. Remembering that if you need props, don't suffer through anything. If it feels hard and not friendly, put something soft under there. Try one more breath with this front of ankle stretch. On your exhalation, rock back towards your shins. Take a second here to pause. Bring your palms down towards your thighs. Tuck your chin in towards your chest as a sign of gratitude for your mental, physical, spiritual practice today. And then one more big breath in as we rise our arms to the sky. Let's twist over to the right side. Let your arms fall to anywhere they connect, and then give yourself a little peek over right shoulder. Really long as we do this. Inhale back to center. Same on the left side. Little peek over left shoulder. Sit tall as you twist. Keeping all this beautiful length, all this loving encouragement for our internal organs through the twists we did today. Rise back to center. Palms melt to heart center. And one more time, that little chin tuck as a sign of gratitude for our practice. Yogis, the light in me honors the light that is you, with all of the goodness, kindness, enthusiasm that is in you. That's also in me. So as we see it in one another, there are no virtual borders, no distance, no differences between either of us. All of us are the same. We are one. Namaste, my friends. Until we meet again, have a beautiful, safe holiday weekend. And thank you for sharing your practice with us today.